bit confused this morning. There we go. Ahoy, shipmates! As you can see, conditions are very interesting this morning. We've got some lovely banks of fog. I'm just having to navigate my way around. This big bank of fog has just rolled in from the New Forest right across the dock. I haven't filmed in foggy conditions with the new drone before, so this will be interesting. Also got a lovely sunrise at the same time. As you can imagine, it's very mild here in port, and of course there is no wind, hence the fog. I imagine there could be a few more of these lovely September days before the winter really draws in and it gets very dark. And with these conditions, it's even difficult to tell if the ship is actually moving. I'll just speed up this section. Now you can actually see the fog moving around. Quite sensational. And now we have a clear view of the Celebrity Apex. Certainly the first time for me seeing the Celebrity Apex. And potentially, I think it's the first time the Celebrity Apex has been into the port of Southampton. I see that as she's travelling along, she's bringing her own little fog bank around the stern. I think I'm going to pan around here and see if we can get some of that sunrise in with a photograph. It's different. It's a different photograph. I'm not sure how good that photograph that was. But you can really see the fog clinging around to the superstructure of the ship here. Just see the X arch funnel that is just poking through. I think perhaps I'll get a bit closer for another photograph. And you can just about begin to make the very unique bow of the ship out. Well, certainly interesting photographs, I have to say. Although I'm not sure how good they would be at advertising a cruise, because who wants to go on a cruise in a fog bank? But it does look a bit atmospheric, I suppose you'd say. The Celebrity Apex has just arrived from Saint Nazaire in France. These are 130,000 gross tons, a length of 306 metres, and a beam of 39. Draft is 8.4 metres. A total of 14 passenger decks. I think I'm going to try another snap here. Just see a fog bank over the land. Yeah, they're not quite coming out how I would imagine, really. It's just a little bit foggy, rather than being a sharp fog bank with a ship piercing its nose through. Especially this Celebrity Apex was very sharp bow. Now you can really see the fog bank clinging onto the stern of the ship. Gonna go around here and try something from a different angle. Yeah, it's just making the ship look soft focused. And here, for comparison, is a passing container ship on her way to Liverpool. She's powered by 5 different engines and driving 2 Azipods drives at the stern and 4 bow thrusters. Very impressive. Maximum speed 22.7 knots or 42 kilometers an hour for you continental types. 26.1 miles an hour. Capacity is 3,405 with a crew of 1,320. The COVID-19 pandemic impacted the ship's delivery process and christening timeline. In what was believed to be the first virtual delivery of a cruise ship due to the travel restrictions that are in place, Celebrity took virtual delivery of Celebrity Apex on the 27th of March 2020 via a video conference between officials from Celebrity and Chantiers de l'Antique. The ship was initially scheduled to be delivered a week prior on the 20th of March at the shipyard. On the 16th of January 2020, Celebrity originally announced that Rashmiya Sujani, founder of CEO of Girls Who Code, would christen the vessel at an inaugural ceremony in Southampton on 30th of March 2020. But it was later announced on the 5th of March that all naming festivities will be postponed until the ship arrives in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, late 2020. That's a shame, because when there's a big naming ceremony of a new ship, we normally get a lovely big firework display here in Southampton. Now you can really see that distinctive bow shape. The Celebrity Edge had a very similar profile. The COVID-19 pandemic also impacted the ship's inaugural season. Celebrity Apex was originally to set sail from St. Nazaire towards Southampton on the 21st of March, following her delivery ceremony. Her pre-inaugural voyage was scheduled for the 1st of April 2020, a 4-night pre-inaugural sailing out of Southampton, calling in Bruges and Amsterdam. Her maiden voyage was set for the 5th of April, travelling across the coast of Spain and Portugal. She was scheduled to home port in Southampton through the spring before repositioning to the Mediterranean in the summer. Celebrity suspension of operations due to the pandemic resulted in the postponement of her maiden voyage and the cancellation of all Southampton sailings, as well as the second tentative debut date, which had been set for the 20th of May from Barcelona. Celebrity Apex is now scheduled to reposition to Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale for the full 2020 sailing. As you can see now, there is a distinctive orange structure on the starboard side of the vessel. This is something that both the Celebrity Apex and the Celebrity Edge have in common. It's what the owners call the magic carpet. It's a cantilevered platform suspended along the starboard side of the ship that can move vertically between the top and bottom decks. The platform is designed to facilitate more seamless tender service and also create more guest space when at sea. More of the Edge's features unique to the company fleet carry over to the Apex, including the infinity veranda, balcony staterooms that integrate the balcony patios into the cabin structure, a 3-deck aft dining and performance venue called Eden, and an outdoor garden on top deck. She's also similarly designed to maximise fuel efficiency with her parabolic ultra bow, a bow vertically rising towards its decks that provides additional sheathing for the bulbous bow and also houses propellers to reduce drag. And there we go. If we zoom in a bit, you can see that is the platform that goes up and down. I believe they also run a restaurant service when not in port in that platform. I believe there are somewhere in the region of 29 restaurants on board the Apex. And you can see there's a rooftop garden there with a screen for entertaining. And in similarity with the Edge is the very unique stern of the ship as well. Just coming into the screen now is this wraparound atrium. I'll get a shot of that. Tricky conditions in port this morning for the photographs. But if I have a little pan around here, you can see the glasswork for the rear atrium. Slightly asymmetric. This holds their feature restaurants, I'm led to believe. I can't decide if I like it or not. I think I would prefer more of a symmetrical design. But I understand how it works with the staircase inside, so it makes sense. It's not particularly repulsive, but it's different. You can really see the X shape of the funnel on top as well. Part of the Celebrity X cruises. This fog is tricky. Doesn't lend itself particularly to good photography. It's either looks like we're in a forest fire in San Francisco, or everything's slightly out of focus. There have been a number of people on board who have tested positive for COVID-19. In April, they had 224 people had tested positive out of 1,444 on board. There's also been some dissent amongst the shipmates about conditions on board the crew, with one shipmate bringing a class action lawsuit, saying that the failure to provide prompt, proper and adequate medical care towards employees. I'm going to pan around now into that setting sun, or should I say rising sun really. I could almost imagine the Manhattan skyline hidden in the fog in the background. But alas, it's just the IKEA and the Leonardo DiCaprio Hotel. Well, they're curious pictures. Well, I think she'll be spending a little time here, docking. I would imagine she's coming in for a bit of a top-up and a few supplies. I believe she's here for 2 days. I don't know where she leaves to after that. Perhaps she will be making the journey over to Fort Lauderdale for the inaugural naming ceremony and for those Americans to go floating around the Caribbean. I can't imagine that any cruise ship company is going to start cruising just yet. Actually not with the seemingly increased chance of a lockdown coming. Though I guess being locked down on a cruise ship would be entertaining. I think I'll just have a little look at that stern again. Certainly some distinctive design elements on this Celebrity Apex. See if I could try for one last photo. Yep, it's not too bad, but I don't think the fog was really giving me what I was expecting, and that was some real dramatic shots. But I thought it made for some interesting photos earlier on and some video while he was going through the fog bank. Well, until next time, shipmates.